Alright, let's have a little fun. Take the 16 personalities test. Let's check this out. We're just gonna jump into it. You enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people. Totally. You often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. Pretty often. Not all the way, but close. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. Yeah, that's totally true. You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it has taken place. Yeah, sometimes. I'll go here. Agree, but slightly. I don't do it as much anymore. If your friend is sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally, not try to solve their problem. Midway in there. Agree. Mostly agree, yeah. People can rarely upset you. Mostly agree. It's pretty hard. Next. You often rely on other people to be the ones to start a conversation and keep it going. Yeah. Until I really get to know you. Somewhat agree. If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it is your top priority to get back on track as soon as possible. Slightly agree. Sometimes that. Don't always get back to them, but I sometimes make an effort. That's a sometimes agree. You rarely worry if you made a good impression on someone you met. Kind of want to make a good impression, but I also don't really care. I guess mostly agree. If you would be a challenge, it would be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored. Not at all. Totally disagree. Count me in. You're more of a detail oriented than a big picture person. Oh, no way. Definitely more of a big picture. Not that, but I love details too. But I'm gonna have to go with somewhat disagree. You're very affectionate with people you care about. Yeah. Right, baby? I wish I could turn the camera, but I have it here. I don't want to mess up the thing. Get a shot of Angel here working. Why are you touching me? You have careful and methodical approach to life. Neutral. You are still bothered by the mistakes you made a long time ago. Not as much anymore, but I'd still have to say slightly agree. At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found farther away from the action. No, not really. Slightly disagree. It just depends what kind of mood I'm in. You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them. No, not at all. Totally disagree. I love those love those crazy peoples. When looking for a movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing the catalog. Sometimes, but sometimes we just like to jump right into it, babe? You're in my video. I'm talking to my wife right here. No, she's laughing at me.
Not really.
Looking for. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes we just jump right into it, right? Crazy eyes over here. All right, I'm gonna do neutral on that one. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. I don't know. Now you're doing the thing. The thing. I don't know what we're doing. You can stay calm under a lot of pressure. Yeah, totally agree. You wouldn't believe some of the situations I've been in. When in a group of people you do not know, you have no problem jumping right in their conversation. Not exactly. Slightly disagree. When you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical. Sometimes. In your opinion, it is sometimes okay to step on others to get ahead in life. Totally disagree. You are dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked. I don't really know what that means. What would you say? How would you say about me about that one, Vic? You are dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked.
So.
So. Here. Yeah, partially agree. Every now and then, gotta take a little break. But I guess I'm pretty good at that. If you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself, your abilities, or your knowledge. Yeah, I know, that's so OA. But I do it to a degree, but not that much. That's mostly disagree. Uh, when at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people, and mostly, uh, uh, no, because I try to talk to at least some new people, but I do like to talk to the people I know, so that's like kind of. But I'm gonna go with slightly disagree. 'Cause, I like my peoples, but I like to get to know new. You usually lose interest in a discussion when it gets philosophical. Absolutely disagree. Philosophy is that's my zone. You would never let yourself cry in front of others. Slightly disagree. I really don't care, but I'm not gonna like try to kill the mood either. You feel more drawn to places with a bustling and busy atmosphere. Than to more quiet, intimate ones. No. Mostly disagree. You like discussing different views and theories on the world could look like in the future. Yeah, totally. It's always cool to do. When it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head. Why can't it be both? I am more heart than brains, so I'm gonna go with mostly agree there. But I mean, like, why not get the best of both worlds in there? Should I do mostly or slightly agree on that? I don't know.
Babe, I'm working.
Sorry. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to study of something that you cannot see, touch, or experience. I disagree, I guess. You usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive. Totally disagree. You often make decisions on a whim. Sometimes. The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people. I mean, I guess sometimes, but I'd rather spend it with people. Slightly agree. You often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning or message of a song or movie. Yeah. You always know exactly what you want. No. Slightly disagree. Sometimes I don't. You rarely think about the choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently. Yeah, mostly agree. Next. When in a public place, you usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas. Neutral, don't really care. You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities. Neutral, totally both. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. Disagree mostly. Sometimes people just be doing the most though. So when starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions up front as possible. No, actually, not all the time. Mostly disagree. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you. No, neutral. Just going into their world. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Yeah, sometimes. You often drift away into daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios. All the time. You look after yourself first and others come in second. Totally disagree. That is not the way. Even when you have planned a particularly daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like at any given moment. I'd say slightly agree, but it doesn't say if it's like if those tasks are on someone else's time, if which case it would be disagree. I'll just go neutral. Your mood can change very quickly. Not really. Takes a little time. I'm gonna go neutral. You often contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. Actually, the last one, I'll slightly agree, because sometimes you just get excited. Those moods could change. You often contemplate the reason for human existence or the meaning of life all the time. You often talk about your own feelings and emotions. Sometimes. You have got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years into the future. Totally disagree. You rarely dwell on your regrets. Only slightly. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway. Sometimes. Just slightly agree. You see yourself as more of a realist than a visionary. What? And I'm gonna go slightly disagree just because I think you need to be a realist to be a visionary. You find it easy to empathize with a person who has gone through something you never have. Yeah. I mean, you go through it to see what they're going through. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than to organized and consistent efforts. I somewhat agree, but it's good to stay consistent. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Mostly disagree. After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is just what you need. Sure. Slightly agree. Who doesn't like a nice little party? You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement can change everyday life. Not really. Slightly disagree. Don't waste my time on it. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. Yeah. Mostly agree. Not the best at that, but I make an effort to. You still honor the commitments you have made, even if you have a change of heart. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, to honor the commitments. You rarely feel insecure. To what degree? Gonna go slightly agree, I guess. Not really, but so your personality type is a mediator. INFPA. Just a true ambivert, just slightly on the introverted side, 53%. And mental energy, more intuitive than observant, whatever that means. 76% intuitive. And nature. Apparently, I'm way more feeling than thinking. 89% feeling. Tactics. This trait reflects approach to work, planning, and decision. 60% prospecting, 40% judging. And identity. This trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decision. 64% assertive, 36% turbulent. Interesting. Let's see. And oh, I guess you could like email other stuff to you. Yeah, so apparently I'm a mediator, INFPA. And when you're finished up there, I'm gonna have you do the test. I don't know what any of this means, but it was fun. Peace.